Hello, everybody. You know what's coming. Get ready for it. Well, everybody, it's the old bear from the old bear's den of Bigfoot. And just like the title of tonight said, we have breaking news. A investigator, which is a very good friend of mine, and another investigator, another good friend, they caught something the other night at Salt Fork. So, without further ado, we're going to bring them on. Hey, Josh.
Hi, Bear. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Kurt. Kurt, turn your
You're
mic
muted,
on.
buddy.
There we go. That's better.
Hey, even the best news coverage has a screw up once in a while.
I muted the mic because my clock was chiming.
Oh,
Just
well,
unmute.
I brought you two guys on tonight because you caught something the other night at Salt Fork. Both of you were there. So, Josh, since you're the man that caught it on audio, caught the audio, and I'm going to have you tell us where you were at when you caught
Okay.
this audio.
I was at the group camp out area in Salt Fork, over there on Parker Road off of Route 22. We were, I had met up with Curtis, and we went back up into the back part where that little very back circle part is in the camp, where they have that, and that we were in the middle, but more towards the left side. Curtis had went up on the hill to go look around because they had mowed a bunch of that down. And I was sitting at the one picnic table, and I set my recorder the table up because I didn't want it to catch me breathing or anything like that or moving around and that. And I was sitting there, and I got a phone call, and I was talking to Icebox. Was sitting talking with Icebox, and then all of a sudden is when I got that sound that I recorded.
Okay.
It came from the right side, straight. I mean, where I was sitting, it was directly straight that way. I would say maybe 55, 60 yards right at the tree line. And I told Icebox, I said, "Did you hear that?" And he was on the phone, and he did not hear it. Now, I will admit this. When I heard this, I did not hear the sound when I play this for you guys. I did not hear this sound. To me, it sounded like a hound or a coon dog going off, but a whole lot deeper. When I got home and got the recorder going, the sound was a little bit different. Curtis was on his way back down, and I asked Curtis if he heard it. And so I have the recording. Would you like me to go ahead and play it?
Let's hold off on that. Let's get Curtis's position and where he was at and what he thought he heard. what he heard. Okay. Kurt, where
Yeah,
were you
I
at this
walked.
time?
At that time, I was headed back down towards camp. I was
From
up on. I was up at the what they call the food plot. But
on top of
now
the
they
hill?
got up on top of the hill, and it's all
Okay.
mowed down now. All the fields are all mowed down,
Mm-hmm.
so you can see pretty good distances. So I walked all the way out to the end, so I couldn't walk out any further, and walked around a little bit out back there, and was heading back down towards the camp. And I was just about the top of the hill there where it drops down into camp,
Mm-hmm.
and that howl let off, and I thought it was right inside the woods there beside me, because you could feel the reverberation clear through your body.
Okay. All right, Josh, if you've got the
Give
sound
me,
ready, go ahead and play it for us.
give me 1 second. I'm going to have to do something with my audio here.
I understand. Push pause there, Josh.
I did.
Thank you. Did everybody get to hear that? If you did, throw some ones up in the chat, please. Josh, can you play the second time?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, everybody heard it. So I'm going to ask this all important question. Kurt, what do you think it is?
I have no idea. I've never heard that sound before.
Josh, your answer to that question.
At the time, I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I had talked to you. You said your
Yeah.
opinion, and then I had what I had talked to you about. I had a flashback from when I was a kid. I don't know if everybody knows I grew up with these things.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember hearing that sound, and I know exactly what it meant, and it was a challenge to the alpha male trying to either, one, take over as alpha male, or two, to get a mate by challenging the alpha male.
Yep, that is something that I've heard over the 5 years that I observed that clan here in West Virginia. I heard it every spring. So, Kurt, tell me how you feel about hearing that type of sound out in the woods. And it was dark, wasn't it? Or right after dark?
It was just getting dark. Yeah, it was just getting dark. That's why I was headed back down, because I didn't take a flashlight or anything with me. I mean, it was still daylight enough to see where you was going, but if I'd have waited about another 15 minutes, it'd have been dark.
So, how did you feel about it personally?
Oh, it sent shivers down my spine. I about crapped my pants because it sounded like it was just inside the wood line, and it sounded really close.
Enough to scare you, huh?
Oh yeah. I didn't run. I just kept walking at my steady pace.
I understand.
Turn around, checking every now and then.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, how'd you feel about that?
I thought it. First thing I said, what was that? And that's actually caught on that recording. And I was sitting there with Icebox, and the first thing I thought is, I hope I got that on recording. I wasn't scared. I wasn't stand up, looking around. What was that? I just was sitting there going, okay, I hear you.
I understand. So now, I know you guys were on Grizz's channel the other night, and I watched your interview. Y'all did a really good job of it, and I applaud you for doing that. And you both understand that the reason I brought you on tonight is because I feel both of y'all need the recognition that you got a recording of a Bigfoot, and both of you were there. So both of you get, in my book, get equal acclamation for it. I mean, both of you were there. You had the guts to go out there, and not nobody else there with you, just you two, and you went out there right at nighttime and you caught a Bigfoot on audio. So, I mean, all I can tell you both is awesome job. I mean, that's something that not many people get. They don't get the recordings, and if they do, it's at a long distance. This thing was what, 50, 60 yards from you is what you said?
Yes. I mean, in a straight line from where I was sitting, like the position I was sitting on the bench, a straight line to the right. I mean, he had to be, the only way I could tell this much of where he was at is I knew where the sound came from, which one way I knew that it was how close it was when it rattled me. It also rattled the table and knocked off the. I hadn't hooked my tripod to my thermal yet. My tripod fell off the table. It rattled it that much. But also when Curtis came walking down towards me, I was paying attention to that side, where looking to see if I could catch an eye shine or something. And I heard a huff. Well, that part we didn't get on audio. But I watched a big shadow turn around as it huffed, and it walked away. And Curtis, you might remember that. I said, did you just hear that? There was just a tree knock over there.
Right.
Like, he was mad.
Well, Kurt, you scared the Bigfoot off.
Maybe I'll have to shave or something.
Well, you're going to have to quit wearing that Michael mask is what you're going to have to quit doing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We have another guest, and I would love to bring him on right now. So let's do that. And it'll give a little more credence to your capture. And
hey, fellas.
The man that was on the phone.
That's right. See my shirt tonight. See what it says.
I got mine.
Yeah.
I got mine. Curtis, you got yours.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, that's Josh right there. I'll wear mine next time. Hey, how's everybody? All right. Check this out. I had just got some shirts made from Josh's lovely wife, and she sent them in to me. Anyways, I kind of got sick Monday, and that's when I was able to go pick them up, and I got them. I texted Josh, I can't call you. You know, I'm sick. I got to go to bed, and that's what I done. So, and I got up Tuesday, and I was feeling a little better, but I still wasn't really up to any conversation. So I called Josh probably, about 4 or 5 o'clock, Josh, something like that. Somewhere
around that.
Yeah. And, just to tell him, yeah, Josh, I got the package. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And, just as anything else, we get into a conversation about Bigfoot stuff. And somehow or another, the conversation went down to Woodbury. And about the time he said Woodbury, he said, "Whoa, what was that?" And I'm like, "Josh, I didn't hear a thing. I didn't hear nothing." And he said, "It sounded like a coon dog, but deeper." And I said, I'm sorry, Josh, I really can't back you up on that, buddy. And he continued the conversation, and we talked a little bit more. And I told him, I said, "Well, I'm going to let you go ahead and do your Bigfoot thing, because I knew what he was doing there. He was doing some testing and kind of getting ready for the cap out coming up. I knew what he was doing, and I didn't want to bother him. So I hung up the phone with him. Was the next day, I believe you sent me the recording?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was the next day. I sent everybody it.
Right. So when he sent me the recording, I'm in my truck and I'm fixing to eat lunch, and I played that recording, and I said, "That don't sound like no dadgum coon dog." I'm like, "How in the world did I miss that howl?" I could not hear it on the phone whatsoever. But when he played, sent me that piece of what he played for y'all guys, you'll hear him in the first beginning of it. You'll hear something about Woodbury, and then you'll hear that howl. And I'm like, I remember this conversation very, very clear, and I know what he's fixing to say next. He's fixing to talk about a coon dog. And sure enough, on the recording, it says coon dog. So that tells me, even though I could not hear it, he heard that howl, and it was perfect timing and everything, which to me legitimizes, if you want to say it that way, uh, his howl. There was nothing fake about this, and as soon as I heard it, uh, I knew right then it was a Bigfoot. I knew you could tell by the tone, you could tell by the depth, and everything that I've learned about how they make some certain calls. I knew right then, and I told Josh when I called him, I said, "I don't want to hear nothing about no dog man." I said, "That is not a dog man." I said, because he was talking about a coon dog. I said, "That is not a dog man. That is definitely a Bigfoot." And congratulations to Josh and Kurt. Y'all done a great job. Great job. I'm really impressed on that. That's the reason I wore a shirt, and I want to tell both of them. I think, just my opinion. Now, I've heard what y'all said that it was challenging or looking for a mate, but I believe it got caught. I do. I believe Curtis was coming over the hill. Josh was right there. It could have been wanting to go one way or the other. He knew Josh was there. That's the way I feel about it. And I think Curtis coming down that hill, it got caught basically, and it just frustration done whatever it done and got out of there. Curtis walking down there, it might not have never howled. It might have walked away. A good job on both of you guys. Now I don't know if that's what really happened, but I do think that's a possibility myself. But guys, great job. And yeah, authentication. Yeah, that happened. That is nothing fake about that at all.
We thank you guys very much.
No, I appreciate you guys. I'm proud of you guys myself.
Yeah. So am I.
So
Now
much I'm drinking out my Bigfoot glass.
now we did have one other thing happen that night. I had motion sensors set up. The watch is charging right now. If you guys would like, I can actually show you that it went off at a certain time. It shows on the watch, so that I do have proof of. Curtis had set a trail camera on the Buckeye Trail, like on that sign there in the middle. I set a motion detector there just in case something came up through that tree line or anything. I was also wondering, I didn't want a person to walk in on us, even though that gate's closed. I didn't want someone walking in on us trying to do something. Then I had another one. He had one facing a camera facing down towards the cars, and I had another one facing down towards the thing, but not in that tree line. It was a good maybe yard or two away from that tree line. And then where he said he was going up to that food plot on that trail, right as you go around that corner to go start going up that hill there where that little dirt patch is, I had a motion detector set on that tree, and I had it, what, Curtis, about 6-7 foot in the air.
Yeah.
And it barely didn't go off at any wind or anything that night when we were sitting there.
No, not with any wind or anything. No.
So there was nothing like blowing in front of it that caused it to go off.
No.
And so I had it facing up the trail. So if anything walked in front up that trail, it was going to catch it. Curtis and I were sitting watching Grizzlies live.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I don't really remember what I said, but I said, Curtis, number one's going off. And it went off 4 times. So we grabbed our stuff to go up there and look. And I mean, there was some pathways up through there, but we couldn't get a distinct, good sense of where it crossed. Because I had it so it showed pretty far up there. But yeah, we had a motion sensor go off, which, you know, it could have been anything but being 6 to 7 foot off the ground. I don't think a deer would have set it off unless it was pretty far up the trail.
Yeah.
But something passed in front of it, which was kind of interesting. But I thought it was weird.
Which one of you wants to be the guinea pig come April?
I will.
Hey, we got 2 volunteers, Icebox.
You want me to smear myself in peanut butter and go sit on a stump?
Yeah. All right. Which one's going to wear the peanut butter and which one's going to hold the jar?
I don't care. I'll hold the jar.
Doesn't matter to me.
Kurt, that leaves you to wear the peanut butter.
That's it.
I
already got a log picked out to sit on.
I got a feeling I've got a ghillie suit, Curtis, and I think it fits you. I'm gonna put some black paint on it and put some preferred stock on you and let you run around in them woods and let's see what happens.
Hey, I'll do it. I've got a ghillie suit too. So.
It's kind of an inside joke.
Yeah, it is.
Can I ask Curtis a question?
Go right ahead.
Curtis.
Yeah.
I really, really want to know. You said you wasn't scared. Now tell me if you didn't have a little bit of nervousness that your footsteps were just a little bit faster than just more of a walk.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't be without it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How long? You said you was coming over the crest of the hill, right?
Right. I just started down towards the camp from top of the hill.
From the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Have you made it about halfway down yet?
Not quite halfway. About a quarter of the way. About a quarter of the way down.
Because I know where you're at, and it's basically from the top of that hill. It's probably I want to say something near 75, maybe to 80 yards before you hit the clearing. You know, before you break that tree line. Would you say you're probably about 40 yards before the break, or about 50?
Yeah, probably about 40.
About 40. So you was actually pretty close to getting to the bottom.
Yeah.
Coming to the breaking the tree.
Right.
And it sounded like it was right beside you.
Yeah, it sounded like it might have been, I don't know, 30 yards in the woods.
Did it
on my left hand side coming down the hill on the left?
Yeah, I know. I probably know where it probably was standing at. Did it vibrate you any at all?
Oh yeah. I felt the vibration clear through me. Got the cold chill down the spine.
Oh yeah, I get that. Did your hair stand on the back of your neck or anything?
Oh yeah.
Did it?
I mean, it's just about completely dark, and something like that screams at you that close. If it doesn't startle you, you're lying.
You got it. Yeah,
Hey,
yes,
Josh,
sir.
question. Can you see it?
Yeah, it was actually it was this month. It was March, and it was on the 4th that we
Right.
got it.
Yeah, it's
Just a few
actually
days old.
it was actually just last Tuesday. Last
Mhm.
Tuesday evening.
Yeah,
This past
I
Tuesday.
reached.
Yeah.
right.
Yep, because I was, like I said, I was sick Monday. That's the reason I kind of told the story of what was going on between me and Josh before we got to that phone conversation to kind of give people a timeline. But yeah, it was definitely Tuesday around. I want to say 4, maybe 5, but it could have been a little bit later. I really wasn't paying that much attention. I could probably go back, look at my phone, and tell you what time the conversation went on. But yeah, I was kind of curious, Curtis, what you felt like. Josh was, I could tell Josh was calm. And now he was a little bit freaked out. Now I will say that because if you guys can't really hear it on the playback, but when I was talking to Josh, and I've heard him, hear things before, and I mean, he goes, "Whoa, what was the?" I mean, he said, well, basically, what the heck was that? He
I,
really didn't know, you
yeah,
know. And
I'd been
Josh
up.
was,
I'd been up for probably what, a little over an hour, Josh.
Yeah, yeah, because I was recording. It was an hour and 7 minutes that he was gone.
hmm And see, I'm one of those that, luckily, I'm fortunate. Josh sent me the whole recording. He couldn't edit it in the platform that I wanted, and he sent the whole thing. I listened to the whole
Mhm.
thing. I heard Josh walking around. I heard him doing this and that. I heard him digging into packages. You could tell all the noises. And later on, about what was it, about 40 something minutes into the recording, me and you got to talking, I believe. It
Hmm.
was somewhere in there. And
Yep.
of course, I could hear the yell in that thing, but it's just incredible. I thought y'all done really good, but I want to know how y'all felt because I heard Josh a little bit freaked out. I'm gonna go that
Wait
route.
1 second. Um, y'all can see what's on the screen, right? From Thomas.
Yeah.
How many of you guys want to see that happen?
I hope it's
No,
dark. I
no,
Yeah,
hope it's
it's
dark.
got to be a lot darker than what it was the other night.
yeah,
We'll leave it up to Thomas to figure out how to get that to happen,
There you
and
go.
that way we can warn all the women to, you know, do this.
Well, a few of us men are gonna do it too.
But go ahead, Icebox. I mean,
Oh no, no, I'm sorry. I just wanted to know how Curtis felt because I really knew what Josh felt like. He wasn't scared, and I could have seen Curtis wasn't
Mhm.
scared either. But if you sit there and you hear this that close,
Oh, yeah. If it don't do something to you, you're lying.
oh, I know. I'm not trying to take away from what y'all done and what y'all heard, but I had heard one. You've seen my interview with Barry and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Um, when lightning hit a tree right there by the place I used to live, and that thing
Mhm.
screamed out. I mean, it was loud. I mean,
Yeah.
my goodness gracious, you could tell it was something big. Uh, I could only put myself back in y'all's position after hearing something that loud before, and it's right there. And I won't be honest with you, when I heard that noise, I looked and I closed that door back real slowly, and I went back and sat down, hoping that whatever it was didn't come no closer. I wasn't going out there. Mm-mm. No, but I didn't know no better either. But yeah, guys, that was a great job. Really was.
Really was. Yes.
Thank you.
Lenny, um, yeah, if we saw that, everybody here would probably be bleached for their eyes. It's, we love Grizz, but sorry, Grizz, you're just not our types. Okay. Sorry, buddy. We love you, man.
Yep.
Um, Henry's got a question, and I would like Josh and Kurt to take this question and try to answer it from their perspectives.
I'll read it to you. My eyes are still going nuts. Left, right, scan harder. I admit it. LOL. When you felt the vibration, did you get confused by it or lost feeling?
Kurt,
I was more confused. Yeah, I was more
confused.
confused as to what the hell just happened.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Josh.
I was more confused, and like I said, told Icebox what it sounded like to me when I heard it to my ears
Mhm.
compared to what it was on the recording. It sounded like a coon dog going off, but much, much deeper. Now, that was the only thing I was confused about. I had I had an inkling that was no dog man. It was definitely a Bigfoot. That's what I had the inkling of. But
Mhm.
I also my other thing is I was sitting there going, well, it's been quiet all night. It was bound determined something was going to happen because when it's calm at that campground and quiet, something normally happens.
Oh yeah,
And
that was wild. We were sitting there and all the spring peepers out and birds fluttering around and geese honking and then just like somebody flipped the switch, dead quiet.
it was quiet.
That reminds me, guys. I forgot all about that. I heard them geese on that recording.
Hmm.
Plain as day. Plain as day. But my question is, how long did y'all stay after this?
We left. What? It was about 8:30, a little after
8:30.
8,
8:30.
8:30.
Um, y'all stayed close to one another, though, didn't
Oh yeah.
you?
Well, I didn't. No, I take that back because we walked over to get the one motion sensor from Josh
Yeah.
that he had up there on the path, and I continued on up the hill by myself. Got my
Did he?
camera. Got my camera come back down.
He ain't getting that camera, is he?
No, they're too expensive.
Go ahead, Bear.
So, I mean, do you think that Bigfoot that was there, do you think it was there because of something y'all did, or do you think it was there on its own accord because of, possible females being in, that time of the year? I mean, I want to get a sense for the viewers if, y'all didn't do wood knocking, none of that.
No.
You just went up there with cameras, motion sensors, and you had night vision or heat vision out, right?
Right.
Uh,
Well, Curtis went up the hill, and this is the one thing that if you couldn't see on the thermal, but I put them out because I wanted to see the glow
mm-hmm,
balls, the glow in the dark balls. That if you break them, they have the luminescent in it.
mm-hmm.
I took a green one, took an orange one, and I took a blue one.
Okay.
In the left hand corner, there was a picnic table. I spaced one out clear at the end. I put one in the middle, and I put a blue. It was green, orange, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Now I did that to see if distinguishing between colors, maybe if they would go more drawn to a certain color.
Uh-huh.
Now I knew never to put red out because red irritates them.
Yes.
But if they were going to pick it up, this is glowing in the dark. If they picked it up, you're going to watch it be raised right off,
Mm-hmm.
and we're physically going to see what color they pick up.
Right.
None of them got messed with. Now I did do whistles, the same whistles you heard me do when we were at
Mm-hmm.
Sosby.
Mm-hmm.
I did a couple of those, but we got no response.
Okay.
And that was before he went up the hill, and then after the hill, I Then he came back. I did a whistle and I clapped my hands just to see if we'd get a response. We didn't get any responses from that.
Okay. So, do you both feel that this was just a right place, right time? Both of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I pulled the dumb one though. I walked back down off the hill. I walked down the path with no lights on, in the dark. I should have never done that.
No.
I was just
No.
about that because I walked back down that path without lights.
After getting screamed, after hearing that howl or that scream,
Yeah.
Kurt, you
Josh,
better
did I
wear
have my lights
steel
on when
around
I
your
come out of the
skin.
woods? When I come back down from getting my camera, did I have my lights on?
No. If you remember correctly, when you came down and I was sitting there and I had the phone turned off, I didn't have any lights on. When you left, I had no lights on. The only light that was on was long enough to cut open the package of them glow balls, and I could see well enough, turned off the flashlight, and I threw it at the tree. At the same time, when I was sitting there and I was talking to Icebox, I had no flashlights on at all. I was
Right.
sitting there in the dark when that thing screamed. I was still sitting in there at the dark when I said, "What was that?" Clear up until he came down, and I was still sitting in the dark.
All right.
Can I take?
Go ahead, Icebox. I'll ask my question in a minute.
You guys know the difference between stupidity and bravery, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just make sure. If you don't know, it's the outcome.
All right, guys. Here's the tough question. I want to ask you about the evening. I need temperature. I need to know if you noticed the moon phase. How was the sky? Was it cloudy, partly cloudy, no clouds, starlit? What? Tell me.
Temperature on my cameras said it was 64 degrees.
Okay.
Crescent moon and overcast. Not completely overcast. But you can tell
It was a
cloud.
partial cloudy night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crescent moon and 64 degrees.
Do y'all know the moon phase for the camp out this year?
Hopefully it's a full.
Nope. Full moon's first of the month.
Well, I'll be down there then. First of what? May?
1st of April.
Oh, 1st April. Oh, cool.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is it a crescent?
It's the crescent moon. It's the last quarter. It's actually the last sliver
Oh, it's
of
the
the
last.
moon. So basically, same moon phase.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I have something planned that I want to do. Where he
Mhm.
screamed at, I'm putting my tent right in front of it.
I'll put my night vision right on him.
Yeah, we can watch the Bigfoot come over and turn him into a burrito. At least we'll have evidence for your wife.
You do realize something though.
Uh-huh.
What do I never, except for one camp out bear that you've ever been to with me?
Mm-hmm.
What is something that I never have in front of my tent?
I don't know. I
A fire.
don't really pay a lot of attention to that.
I don't ever have a fire.
Right.
I always have my tent sitting in the dark.
So you can't see the shadows.
No.
Yeah. That's a
Well,
lot to do with it.
it's not for that. Like, I can see pretty well at dark, and you
Mhm.
guys are always, your fires are shining and everything, and I can see pretty well. The thing is every time I'm at Salt Fork, don't matter when, don't matter what the weather is or whatever, they always come up and they go like this on my head when I'm laying there. And after that, I know I'm safe to go to sleep. It's always been that way. It was the same way when I was a kid. They would always do that. I know that's a safe time to go to sleep. Now, the correlation from where I live to Salt Fork, I don't understand that. That's a pretty good distance. But I stay in the dark to give them more of a chance to feel they can sneak around. So I can put an audio behind my tent
Mhm.
or put my thermal on a tripod or motion sensors around my tent.
Mhm.
One way or another, I'm going to know something's around my tent. That way, if it does want to poke around with anybody or mess with anybody, I put myself as the one that is the prime person to do it to.
Right. I understand that, but you got to remember, Josh, this is a male that's
Mm-hmm.
not familiar with anyone at the campground. This is a challenging, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, it's a challenging male.
Mm-hmm.
So it
It's a double-edged sword.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. But yeah, it is a double-edged sword. Don't die upon a sword, my friend. Don't do anything like that. I mean, I
I'm
understand.
not.
I know you're going to have all that stuff around you, but that kind of bothers me a little bit.
You do realize what stays loaded and stays
I, I know exactly where you're going.
okay.
It's just,
Okay.
And you notice his boots ain't in front of his tent neither.
yeah, they're either inside off or they're on still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
I'm very particular about that. If I know there's a situation where, I need to get out of that tent in a hurry, I sleep with my boots on
Right. I
and
understand that.
I'm up and I'm ready and I don't care if my pants are falling down off my butt, I can get out of that tent still in a hurry.
Yeah, we're not going to, yeah. Well, we lost Kurt. Well, I wonder what happened to Kurt. He may have lost signal or something. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I mean, that was an awesome find. Plain and simple. That's what it was. Right place, right time. And I mean, that should let the naysayers know and understand that there still are Bigfoot in Salt Fork. That's the reason we go.
Mm-hmm.
We go to camp, be with friends, which are more family than anything, and we go to enjoy ourselves. But we also go to do Bigfooting. These two guys are going to the place that we're going to in April and go there and get a screen from a Bigfoot. I wonder if that kind of adds credence to all the activity that we seem to get there in the campground, like a tree break last spring, the Bonnie goose or whatever the heck that was.
Yeah, I still don't
Uh,
know what that was.
yeah,
Can I say something?
go ahead.
And I apologize, Bear, but I have not yet found that I was going to tell you. I found a video where they had the recording of, you guys said the bionic goose, and then that says it pretty good, but it's the same kind of noise that goose was making that night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same. You could tell the difference between the regular geese that were there, but that one that you call the bionic goose, I've heard another recording on a video somewhere else, sounded just like it. Just like it. Never heard it before in my life.
Right.
Okay, guys, I'll listen to the rest of this after bed. I gotta go. I got a friend that broke down, so
I understand, Kurt. You have a good night, buddy. Be careful.
all right, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Good
Curtis.
being here. We'll talk to y'all after bed.
Good
All
job,
right.
man.
See you tomorrow night.
All righty. Bye.
All right. Bye.
What time is tomorrow night, anyways?
That's you, Icebox.
Oh, me, 8 o'clock
Yeah.
Eastern, right?
Okay. Are you sending out the link tomorrow?
Or was it 7 o'clock Eastern, Bear?
I thought it was 7, but
Then it's
8 o'clock is fine. Whatever you
Nope.
set up.
Nope, 7 o'clock is fine.
Okay.
That way we can get with the ladies and the missus and whoever else to discuss what's going on and, get things in order. So, yeah, 7 o'clock tomorrow Eastern. Anybody that's on there that's central, it'd be 6 o'clock. Okay.
So, and the reason, here's the thing behind why we're having a meeting tomorrow night about the camp out we're having in April. It got a little out of hand in August.
Mm-hmm.
Not because of people showing up and causing trouble. It got a little expensive for certain people, and I will not say who.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're doing this meeting tomorrow night, so we can rectify that situation.
Yep.
And it's not because everybody that's going to be there tomorrow night didn't help out. It was just because, it out of the kindness of our hearts, we made sure everybody ate last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that got expensive, and can't keep doing that and keep a roof over your head doing it that way. So we're doing a meeting with all the primary the channels that are going to be there. Josh is going to be there. Kurt will be there, of course. And we're just going to make sure that, we kind of set up what we plan on eating on Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. And I'm not trying to say that, that we're upset about last August, because we had a wonderful time. And that wasn't the point. The point of the matter was it got expensive. And we're just trying to figure out a way to make it easier and less costly on everyone, and that way when we come out with the announcement, either later this month or first of next month, for the dates, which Josh and I will have to get together and decide when we're going to do that. That way it's easier on everybody, and everybody will know, if you come and you want to stay at night, contributing to the meals would be greatly appreciated. And please don't just bring hamburger and hot dog buns, because we had, babe, how many packages of hamburger and hot dogs did we bring home? 15?
Probably about 15.
Yeah, we brought 15 packages of 12 packs of hamburger and hot dogs home.
Hey
Now
guys.
you saying this, Won't nobody bring no hamburger and hot dog buns.
Well, then they won't. Then somebody will have to run out to Kroger's or Walmart and get hamburger hot dog buns.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Barbie Bear.
How y'all doing?
Hi,
Doing just
Barb.
fine.
Doing good.
How's Ice Bunny and Maya doing?
Maya and the boys are sick.
Oh no. Oh, bummer. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'll be praying for them.
Thank you.
Icebox. See,
Yep.
that's how Anna was doing.
Yep. Ice Bunny is sick too.
Oh,
Oh
man.
gosh.
Yep.
You made her sick, didn't you?
Yeah,
You
you
kissed her.
did.
It
Oh
ain't
my
hard.
goodness.
It ain't hard for me. That keeps her in that room, and I'm right here.
Mhm.
I done been
It'll be
sick.
such a
I'm not
good
no. I don't
Monday.
want no more of it. Mm-mm. All right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
Again, Josh, Curtis, great job, man. I really am proud for you guys. Uh, really want people to hear it and brag on it. But it was really good recording. And with that, I'm gonna get out of here. See you, Josh. Bye, Miss Barbie Bear. Old Bear.
Good night. You land
We'll see you later.
whether sick or not.
Yeah. All right. Y'all take care. And from the chat room, y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all later. Y'all take care.
Later, Icebox.
Now
Well,
I
Josh,
know.
give me
Go
some
ahead.
final thoughts on what happened to you guys, what you guys got, and how you feel about it.
Remembering what I had happen as a kid now, letting him go up there by himself and me sitting there, it could have went bad very, very quickly.
Yeah.
But Icebox has a good point. Bravery takes you so far. So
Mm-hmm.
does the other. But I gotta say this. I think if Curtis hadn't walked away, because it takes no credit away from him at all. But when I'm out in a group or I'm with two people, if
Mm-hmm.
someone walks off and I'm by myself, 9 times out of 10, something happens. And I think what it was is, I think he wanted to challenge. Curtis came down. He got caught.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him. That's why I did the huff and walked away. But I'm glad we're okay.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Doing Bigfooting, anytime you do it, is a double-edged sword.
Yep. Can't predict
And
how they're going to act, can you?
no, you can't. And I know you want to kick me in the butt sometimes because I'm a little bit stubborn and hard-headed and do some things to push the limits.
You sure you're not my kid? My son's the same way. Sounds an
My
awful
dad,
familiar like me.
was the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many years difference is there between Josh and him?
Josh, if you don't mind, the wife wanted to know how old you were.
31.
Nothing.
Cody's 31.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
That explains it. It was in the water when you both were born.
You're in
But
November, baby, aren't you?
November 26th.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
November, late November, Thanksgiving time.
And Eugene's is the 20th.
August.
Cody's is the August 20th.
Yep.
Hey, Josh, there's a
Yeah.
question for you there on the on the front of the screen. Ken Mendenhall.
Is that Kenny?
I think so.
Yeah, he's allowed.
Yeah, he's more than welcome to come.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just wanted you to see that.
Okay. But like I said, I know you want to kick me in the butt sometimes because I tend to push the limits on them. But the way I look at it is okay, we don't know, we wouldn't know more than half of the stuff we know. And I'm just going to mention not a cryptid, a shark.
Mm-hmm.
If people did not test the waters to get in with them and learn about them,
Right.
people got attacked doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to learn certain ways to deal with them. Me myself, I'm kind of the same way. I test the waters, even though it can be dangerous. But this is something that I've been since I started bigfooting. I
Mm-hmm.
never wanted to exit them woods and have a what if in my mind. What if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? If I do that, I am clueless to, well, would it have worked? Because the next time I go out, you're not going to see them every single time you go out. And you don't know, and then you can't do repeated sessions when you're seeing different ones to see how they react.
Right.
Now, I try to warn everybody you need to tread carefully with these creatures. They can turn you into a popsicle in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
But when you have the experience of growing up with them and
Mm-hmm.
you have the experience of years and watching them, you
Mm-hmm.
kind of get it before you even see them. You get a sense in the air. Should I really do this, or is it don't feel safe tonight? I need to back out. You kind of
Right.
have more of an instinct to it than someone that's just starting out and you take them out and they're like, oh, I want to be stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
They won't hurt you and stuff. And that's not the case.
Dirt Road, yes. Kenny's
Mhm.
the one that has that recording you were talking about. The other one.
But I wanted to ask you something.
Go ahead.
I don't know if any of the viewers would know anything about this, but does the crescent moon have anything significant to them?
Yes, it does.
All right, I want to hear what you got to say, and then I'll tell you why I'm asking after you tell or say that.
Well, the crescent moon, everybody thinks, well, here's the thing. On a full moon, I'll say it this way. On a full moon, what do deer typically do at night?
They bed down.
Yeah. What do you think a Bigfoot does?
It hunts on a full moon.
No, on a full moon because the game are not moving.
It's probably doing the same thing.
Bigfoot lays down too because it's easier for them to hunt on a full moon. Yes. Thing is, full moon messes with night vision. Deer
Okay.
have night vision, coons do, possums, uh, you know, any ungulate out there can see, they can see better on a dark night than they
Hmm.
can on a moonlit night
Okay.
because it's the same as daylight.
Okay.
All right. When it comes to a Bigfoot, they're more apt to move on a crescent moon. They're more apt to hunt. They're more apt to go out and gather food. They're more apt to go get water at night to bring back to where they're going to lay up during the day. And on a full moon, we can see better. Humans are out. And if a
Okay.
human is out on a moonlit night, what is going to stand out? The biggest thing that's going to stand out to you? You see a deer, okay?
You're gonna see a big creature.
Yeah, you're not going to miss it because it's almost daylight in the woods a lot of times, especially in the summer.
Okay.
The spring, summer, and the fall, if you got a big full moon, it's a whole lot easier to see in the woods, even with the foliage on.
Mm-hmm.
And you know as well as I do, a Bigfoot's eyes shows up with all that light. Them blinking their eyes, you're going to notice a whole lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
It gives them away. So on a crescent moon, there's not near as much light. The game move around so they can lay up, not expend energy and have to chase them down or go push them and get them up to run into a trap. This way they can sit back motionless. Deer doesn't see them. Reach out, grab a deer by the neck, break its neck, or break its legs.
Okay.
They're not picked up as easy. You got to remember,
Well,
they have very high intelligence. They
yeah.
think.
Well, that's not tendency to what I was going to ask, or the reason I was asking.
Okay, well, go
Um,
ahead with your question, though. Tell me why.
when I was a kid, when I first got brought
Mm-hmm.
into the clan, and they had that newborn,
All right.
and it was around the same time they let me be part of the clan.
Okay.
On your forehead, on this side,
Mm-hmm.
the female did on the baby and me. She took a little bit of like red clay
Mm-hmm.
and put like a crescent moon. She took her fingernail and basically made like a crescent moon on you.
Mm-hmm.
My thing on that is that symbolized to just a particular clan, or is that a significant that a newcomer's in, or anything like that? Because I've heard where different ones will make different type of like like they'll move rings, like weave
Mm-hmm.
them, and it'll symbolize a certain clan.
Mm-hmm.
Then some of them will weave like bark with a little bit of hair around it. So I
Mm-hmm.
was wondering if that was a mark of, okay, this is, you got marked as our clan, or
Mm-hmm.
if it was a certain way. I didn't know, and that's why I was wanting to ask you if that was just something particular that.
A crescent moon probably signifies the time that the alpha male and the alpha female got together and they chose, and he has chosen that
Mhm.
as the mark for the clan.
Okay, okay, because I, I went to Salt Fork before me and Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
I found that mark on a tree with same red clay.
Okay.
It wasn't very big. It's still the same
Right.
size, about maybe that big, size of their finger. And so I was wondering if there was any correlation, because it was, to me, with it being the mark that I got put on my forehead,
Uh-huh.
my clan getting run out of their last home,
Mm-hmm.
did they get moved down to Salt Fork? Is that why Salt Fork is, they're not, they always pat me on the head the same way, or is it part of that clan moved down there and some of them stayed here? That's why I was kind of confused.
Well, you got to remember, Josh, the younger males sometimes leave the clan and move a distance from their original family
Mm-hmm.
and find a mate and start their own. What if
Okay.
that clan that hangs out at that certain position there in Salt Fork, and you know where I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
What if that clan is some of the original clan that you were around as a child?
Yeah.
And making that mark on trees is a significant way for them to mark their territory. Now, the creature that you caught on audio the other night, Tuesday night, could have been a challenging male from a completely different clan. It could have been a grass man. They'll challenge other males, if there's a female in heat, they can be challenging for that. Maybe
Well,
challenging for the hand of one of the daughters. You never know.
well, I did. I will. I did. I did. Me and Curtis forgot to mention this to you.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hoodie on that night. And I
Uh-huh.
went down and I smelled it because I thought it was that ain't me. It's real. I mean, overpowering musk smell,
Mm-hmm.
which I know it normally is a male
Right.
most of the time. And sat up, and it actually made me like really congested. It was so strong. And I looked at
Mm-hmm.
Curtis and said, "Do you smell that? Or smell my shirt? Is that me?" And he smelled it. And so when you and I were talking, and I had gotten a glimpse of green eye shine.
Mm-hmm.
I, you said it could have been. I forget which one you said it was.
The
The
Kentucky Wild Man.
and they don't like me no matter where I'm at up here.
I know that. I know that they have a little bit of a beef with the grass man.
Yeah. So I didn't know if I don't know how long that one's been there to come challenge, if he's been there a while or what, but I don't know. But I know when I go around Ohio a lot
Mm-hmm.
and I tend to get around like Salt Fork, I go up to Mohican State Park, I go to
Mm-hmm.
all that. If I camp, it seems that there's somewhere either one of them members of that original clan I was with is normally somewhere because I'm always getting petted on the head. And I've not figured out if they've moved, like more of them say expanded out, but it's weird because how do I want to put it? I wanted to ask, do they communicate? Would they say that there's a human that they let in their clan? That you know of?
Well, Josh, to tell you the truth, um, Bigfoot communicate with other clans, plain and simple.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the thing of it is, clans don't just keep multiplying and adding to their clan. They
That's
let
what I thought.
males and females leave for a reason. It's because
Hmm.
of where they are. It'll only support so many Bigfoot. You know that.
Yeah. And
Bigfoot that you knew in Coshocton County could be there very well at Salt Fort. Could be right there around your home. You never know.
hmm okay.
Because it's the same as people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Family,
you know,
you're not going to keep the same family in the same area.
right? And
And
my son, he lives what 30 minutes from my house. I've got a brother that lives maybe 6 minutes from my house,
hmm
and then I got another brother that lives maybe 10, 12 minutes from my house, and
hmm
my sister is 20 minutes away.
yeah.
And I've got nieces and nephews all around all of us. The
Yeah.
family moves away and separates because you all can't live in one little spot. one
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
So they're not. It's Bigfoot that you grew up with, my friend, are probably all over Ohio by this point in time. We
Okay.
have a few years on us, and it
Yeah.
happened.
Well, that's the reason I wanted to pick your brain, because if that would explain why I'm able to go in certain areas
Mm-hmm.
and I don't get pushed around like a lot of people that
Right.
because you're not in Ohio, which you used to be, but I get a lot of people saying, "How do you go in this part of the woods?" Say I'm clear up by Cleveland. They're like, "You're going in there and you don't get ran out. You don't get screamed at, you don't get stuff thrown at you."
Clans talk.
I kind of can't. I don't want to say, I don't tell everybody I try to grow up. I grew up with them.
Right.
For many years I stayed quiet about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if it gives me a little bit of an advantage to learn, particularly about the grass man.
Well, it gives you an advantage because the clan separates and the clan moves out.
Mm-hmm.
The family members are going to be told the past by the
Mm-hmm.
alpha male and alpha female.
Yeah.
It's an oral tradition. It's the same as the Native Americans did.
Yep.
It's the same as when we do genealogies on my family. I mean, I've got a lot of family. I've got, I've got uncles that were in World War II, and family that was in World War One, the Civil War. Every major war, there's been someone in my family in it.
Yeah.
So everything that goes on when these Bigfoot get to a certain size on the clan and they hold that clan at that point, it's not because they want to kick these Bigfoot out. They don't want to kick their children out,
No,
but
they
they
just
have to.
yes.
And then once they move, they might move 100 miles away before they find a female in a suitable place that they feel
Yeah.
will support their future family.
Mm-hmm.
So families move around, and the further that the clan members move out, the more that you're going to be known because of your association with that clan. And
Okay.
it happens to all of us. The same with me. And I'll tell you one thing that's funny. My wife, I take her. We go to the grocery store, or
Mm-hmm.
or we go to movies, or we go and do this or do that.
Mm-hmm.
Every place we go, somebody knows her, and I'm standing there like the third wheel, and I'm standing there going, "Okay, we were supposed to go to the movie. Come on, we ain't got time for this. Let's go. I'm starving. I want to go to dinner." Or, honey, I didn't want to turn going to the grocery store into a 5 hour ordeal. So it happens. And, it's
What can I say?
stop.
Hey, I understand where he's coming from. My mom is well known because my grandma owned in a bar, and everybody he had a
Mhm.
training center that was from all over would come in, and then we had family in Pennsylvania, we have family in West Virginia, and it seems like it don't matter where we go, someone either knows my mom or they're looking at me going, "I remember you when you were only this big," and then
Mhm.
my mom starts talking, and it's like, "Can we please go?"
Yeah. Yeah. Um, there's a guy that had a question in the comments. Steve, yes, there are Bigfoot in a relatively close to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Yes. That's from reports from people that I know there at the base that has heard him. But Josh, we've been here an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I got to get up early. I got a daughter needing me to do daddy things. So, anyways, brother, you did an awesome job. You and Curtis both, and you got an awesome find. And I think you should be proud of yourself. Both of you need to be proud of what you did. And you got luck had a little bit to do in it. Right place, right time. But it's still, you got to be there. You got to be willing to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, Josh, I'm going to end the show. I thank you for coming on, and Curtis,
thank you for having us.
thank you for coming on. Icebox, thank you, and thank all of the guests here tonight. Everybody that commented, thank you all for coming, and thank you for watching the show. And I hope you enjoy it. And hey, we should try to get Josh to throw that audio out. I'm pretty sure you'll have a copy or two of it with him when he comes in the spring at the camp out, and we'll all sit around and listen to it and see if we can't get another challenge. Right, Josh?
I probably won't play that one, but
oh, come on. Try. Don't be afraid. I'll be there.
I ain't afraid. One thing. We're just not doing it. Okay, I'm not going to play that where my tent is. I'm daring enough to sleep where he screamed, but I am not daring enough to play that challenge where I'm sleeping at night. That much I'm not that dumb.
I understand. I just try to give you a rough time, buddy. Anyway, thanks, Josh, for coming. I appreciate it, and thank you for sharing that find with us all tonight.
No problem.
All right, buddy. I'm going to talk to you in the backstage, and I'm going to end the show, and I'll come and talk to you for a few minutes.
All righty, buddy.
All right, everybody. I hope you, if you missed the first part of the show, you missed a Bigfoot scream, and it is an awesome find from them two guys, and they deserve every bit of the recognition that we can give them for getting it. They happen to be in the right place at the right time, but it takes the guts to go out there and be out there in the dark with these creatures. So thank you all for coming. May God bless each and every one of you every day of your lives. And if you don't know Jesus Christ yet, stop, take a few minutes, talk to him, ask him to forgive you, turn your life over to him. And I hope to see you when it's our time in heaven. God bless you all. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.